Okay, so welcome everybody to the Little Red Mitten podcast. I'm Jillian.
I'm Tara.
And I'm Angie.
And we're just, we're going to talk about our ranunculuses.
Ranunculi.
The ranunculi. Is it ranunculi or is it?
I don't know.
Ranunculuses?
I don't know.
It is
Anyway.
octopuses, not octopi.
Yeah, they just
I did
changed
Google that,
right? Yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
Just in case you were wondering. That's what you came here for, ranunculuses.
I like
Who knew we were
ranunculuses.
so talented in so many other areas?
And then I did ask on Instagram if people had questions. I said we were going to be doing this. So there's a couple questions that I've got in front of us. So I figured we can each, I've highlighted them. We can each ask and then we'll all answer. Sorry, my phone went off and shut down the thing. It was still recording. But anyway, it goes off on my phone, my watch, and my computer. How convenient is that? Anyway, we have questions. We'll go through those. We talk about our ranunculuses.
Mm-hmm.
They're all made in, I didn't grab that. Madeira.
Yeah, they are.
We all made the same.
Yes.
They're all slightly different.
But that's the beauty of the pattern.
Yes.
It is nice
Yes.
to be adaptable.
It is.
Lots of choices.
I don't know. I like how fast it is. Like the worst way. I knit a linen sport weight one. I didn't like it. I don't like how loose it is.
You like the
I like
closer.
I like the worsted weight look better so that it's still loose and airy, but it's not
Just has more structure, I guess.
I guess so.
Not as
It's
not like a doily.
Yeah.
My gauge was super loose, and I haven't knit on bamboo needles in forever, and I think it was my needles. It was not me. I swatched.
It's never you.
I actually swatched. I swatched on 6.5 millimeters, even washed my swatch like I tell people to do. And I got gauge, and then I was thinking, I'm going to knit this on 6 millimeters, so it's a little smaller because I have smaller shoulders, and then I'm going to move to 6.5 for the body. But I stayed on 6 the whole time, and my gauge is still too big.
Yes.
I think it's the bamboo needles because I swatched on my chow goose, and then I knit.
We have to do it. Yes, you went from metal to.
I went from metal to bamboo.
Which I have read articles that say that your gauge is different.
Yeah.
On them.
Yeah.
And I've also been seeing a lot of posts lately that say gauge swatches lie. Right? We're not knitting. We're not knitting big enough swatches.
Yeah.
And we're not knitting them the same way that we're going to be knitting the actual garment, right? So swatches are good, but they're tricky. You have to do them in a.
Yeah.
I think it's almost better to know your gauge based off how many sweaters you've done.
Yes.
That's what I do.
Right? I know that I'm just loose, so I just go down a needle size or two, depending on what I'm making. And if it's supposed to be oversized, that's fine. Mine, I think I knit a size 4, and it measures a size 6. I didn't swatch. I
didn't swatch mine. I didn't even do gauge on mine, so I have no idea.
You haven't even checked it.
I'm random. Whatever how it turns out.
Because it's been in the store, so people have been asking. So I laid it out. I'm like, nope, not a size 4, more of a size 6.
Yeah, I did a size 3. I do know that.
Yeah, we'll
wide neck, size 3, cropped.
So yours is a wide neck?
This is wide neck, right?
See, mine's, I think I did this, I don't think I did the wide neck on mine, but it is really wide.
Well, the thing is you always start with 60 stitches, which I just don't understand, right? And why? No, it's 30 stitches for the small neck, isn't it?
Yeah, but you're knitting into the front, and the way you cast on is
that double loop.
Yeah,
where it's super stretchy. So that was a new technique I learned for this.
The provisional.
No, the double loop German cast on, I think it is called.
Oh, the twist. Was it the German twisted?
Yeah, twisted. Yes,
okay. Yes,
thank you.
Yes.
Yeah, that's double loop.
Yeah.
I just sometimes speak a different language.
I think I just did my favorite cast on. I didn't even listen to the patterns options. I was like, I like this one. And I think it turned out fine.
I think it did too. Looks very pretty.
My neck fits through it. So
that's the important thing. Goal.
It went over my head.
Yeah.
So the thing I liked about this pattern very much was I felt like the instructions, if you've never done a yoked sweater before, the instructions are perfect. Everything is explained.
Yeah.
multiple times she goes back to how many stitches you're supposed to have in each section.
Yeah.
And she even has little diagrams that show
That's my favorite.
What the German short, or what the short rows are going to look like.
Yeah.
So visually, for me, I'm a very visual person. If there's a paper that just has text all over it, I can't process what it says.
Mm-hmm.
But this I loved. She had everything broken down so nicely.
Mm-hmm.
I think when I didn't want to do it for a long time because it looked overwhelming because there were so many pages and one gauge for different yarn, this one gauge for whatever yarn you're doing. So I was like, but no, it's super easy.
Yeah.
Once you get into it, it's
wonderful.
Well, I've made 3 of them now, so.
I've made 4. I'm on multiple.
And I wear it all the time.
I just finished my second one, so I haven't had a chance to wear it. I did my second one short sleeves, so it'll be good for the summer.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But they're also nice because they're short repeats. So I did this one in one night. I stayed up way too long, so it was 7 hours. But you just want to get through that next section, right? It's just a little ones, little things. So you can keep going. So it was nice. And then it's such big needles that the rest of it just goes so quickly.
So fast. And mine is long. I made kind of a long oversized one.
Yeah.
And even the body was it was so quick.
Did you make yours longer than what the pattern said? Did you lengthen it?
I don't remember what
You
the
don't
pattern
remember?
said.
Oh.
I do know that I had to break into my third ball because I was torn between cropped and not. And once I went into my third ball of yarn, I was like, well, I'm just going to use up my yarn. So I just knit until
it was over?
Until it felt right.
Because this
like
is
a nice
2
length.
balls, this one. And it's cropped right at the waist.
I think mine's 3. It's
I
quite
think we
a bit
should
more
show people.
oversized. Well, we'll take photos.
We'll do photos. Okay.
Of us each wearing them so that people can see them. I think it'll be easier than
Trying to stand up. We're very
Stand up.
close together.
We're like little sardines.
I just had a flashback of playing sardines at my friend's birthday party.
We won't go there.
It was always a little dicey, right? Whose idea was this to I remember at our church youth group when I was younger, we'd play sardines and I was like, I think that getting people to squish together in dark places in the church for long periods of time is maybe a bad
I
idea.
never played sardines. I lived a very different life than both of you. I'm going to have to Google that.
Okay.
Should we start with questions?
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, we should do some
All right,
questions.
Tara, you start because yours is highlighted first.
Oh, okay. So the first question is what is my... am I asking myself the
It's
question
just for all
or
of us,
all of
like
us?
all of us,
Okay,
yeah.
sorry. Like I said, I'm a rookie here with the podcast. What is your favorite finished object of all time?
FO.
Oh, could mean something else.
Who wants to start?
Okay.
Okay, well, I don't know that I have a favorite one. I really feel like whatever the latest thing that has come off my needles is my favorite. So when I finished my Ridgeview, I have a t-shirt, the Ridgeview tee in the Eco Tweed. And it was this is my favorite thing I've ever made of all time. I'll never, I want every sweater to fit like this. But now that I've made this, oversized ranunculus,
It's just fabulous.
now this is my favorite. So it's whatever the newest thing is.
Okay.
What is that? Was that called, Angie?
I did call myself a sweater slut this morning. I was trying not to use that term. I couldn't think of
about
it.
it.
I should think
Whatever, it's ooh, that looks good. We should probably
Just like a sweater. How about if we say sweater magpie, where you're
okay.
just shinier things?
Yes,
new
there we
things.
go.
That's what magpie is.
Yes.
That
Okay.
maybe is a little
Might
more
be.
appropriate. Thanks, Tara.
Whatever. I like the first
I
one.
liked it
That's fine.
too, but I don't know if that's going to pass our sensory. Or Yeah. So Jillian, what's your?
Mine is, I forgot to look up the name because I can never remember, but the Marled Magic sweater from
Ooh.
Stephen West.
Ooh.
I haven't worn it in a while.
I don't think I've seen you wear
I've
it.
worn it this season.
No.
Maybe I'll put it on. It doesn't match my outfit today, but it's
Wow. Just cover
It's
up.
gorgeous, eh?
this
Look at
one.
that. Is it a cape? It's like a
huge.
cape.
It's a
or-
big oversized sweater.
Oh, wow.
It has so much great texture in it, though.
Yeah, it's all held double, all different stitches and stuff like
and
that.
you
Double or
can really
triple.
do like dig into your stash for this.
You
right?
could, or you could buy all new yarn like I did, because I was brand new at knitting, and so I bought all. This was all brand new, bought from the store here before.
We won't put a price tag on this sweater.
No. But the
It
gorgeous,
was expensive, and I still have all the yarn. Like
Yeah, because
like
you would use such small amounts of each.
even though I bought like yarn
These
almost
are
for
like
every.
my colors too.
Get away from my sweater. It's a great stash busting one.
Yeah.
I have so much stash. I still have, like, I could probably make a second sweater out of all the yarn that I have left over from this one.
Pretty.
It's gorgeous.
Because it's just whatever. What's yours, Tara?
Oh, I have so many, but this was the first one that was on top of the pile because this is the one I wear a lot as well. This is the Willow Branch pullover or sweater by Tiff Nealon. I test knit this, and this is in Cascade 220.
I want the same one. I should just take this one. I don't know why. This one.
Yeah, but I would notice, right?
I love it.
Yeah, so he's such a
For me to
pretty.
take some photos, okay?
It's gorgeous.
I'll
Cascade
do
knits
that.
up so nicely.
I know.
It's one of my favorite.
Yeah.
It's one of my favorite walls, and she has a hat too that I made, but not in matching because I'm not into like matching sweaters and hats because that's for babies.
Jillian's offended.
Sorry, Jillian, I didn't call you a baby, but I do feel that that's what
I think
people
she
make for babies.
No,
Well,
I don't
anyways,
like
that's
matching
fine.
like that, like so much. I'll do, yeah.
A sweater and socks would be acceptable.
Yes.
But sweater and hat is they're too close together.
What about sweater, hat, and socks?
Oh.
While we're doing it,
It might be.
okay. I'm sorry. My camera needs to be a little
Angela. Angie.
Oh, no one calls me Angela.
No, they don't.
Unless we're mad at you.
Yes.
I'm not mad at you.
Yeah. Jolyn does sometimes. Anyway, that's beside the point. What is the project you are most longing to cast on? Oh boy.
I have so many things, and it's hard because people
Yeah.
come in with stuff all the time.
That's the problem. Yeah.
I'm not going to say the pattern name because I like to keep things a secret.
What are you making? Are you starting it?
I haven't started it yet, but I finally figured out a pattern that I want to make with my Advent from last year or the year
Okay.
before from Leo and Roxy's Advent. So I had started making granny squares with it, but
The egg advent.
the egg Advent
yeah.
from Leo and Roxy. I might be able to use. No, I don't. No, because it's held double, so I'm gonna have to. I'll have to start over. I'll leave the squares that I have already, but I think it'll be really nice.
Yeah.
And I think I have enough yarn to still do it with the squares that I have. So I'm excited to do that, but it's crocheted.
Crochet.
I don't know. I don't think I have one.
It's
We'll
whatever
come back to my term I used earlier. I'm not a big planner, and actually I find that when I do plan things, like I've bought yarn and like have a pattern, and now it's just sitting in my stash because
you've done the fun part of buying the pattern.
yeah,
and getting
I like
the
just
yarn.
put all the things together and put it in a tub on my shelf, and it's waiting, and I'll get to it eventually. But it really is like people come in with things, and then like it's not that there's necessarily a project I have in mind. It's more like someone comes in and has a gorgeous pattern and gorgeous colors, and then like the Alpine Bloom hat was like that for me. Someone came in and I instantly bought the yarn for it and cast it on that night because I was so excited to.
And then I copied you
Yes,
completely.
yes,
Like,
no problem.
completely.
I gave mine away. You still have yours, so
You gave yours away.
I know.
Okay.
but yeah, I don't know if I have a specific one. Tara?
I'm a planner and a hoarder. So I've got about 50 projects I'm longing to cast on. So it's just a matter of finding time.
Yeah.
So which ones, like,
Well, mine are all secret.
which ones are on your, like, top of your queue? Do you have anything that's...
Well, what's been in my queue? Let's go with the ones that first in, last out, right? So the longest one that's been in my queue almost is the pink velvet. Do you remember me buying the yarn for pink velvet here?
Because is it two colors?
It's two
It's got
colors by
from
Andrew
Andrew
Murray. And it's in a lavender. And then I'm going to go and I was inspired by Jillian and her color choices.
Yes.
I'm inspired by you with your color choices too.
It's
but
okay.
in
I
this
know we all know our
particular-
strengths, and that is by far Julian's strength.
And the color work which is just one, like it's just two colors, main color and contrast, is in that neon yellow. So,
Nice.
Yeah.
That's very exciting.
So it's a little bit out of my normal wardrobe colors.
Yeah.
But that's one I keep on looking at saying, I wish I could get it cast on. And then I realize, oh, it's sock weight and that's going to take forever. And so
I don't like to knit. Oh, I just thought of another sweater. Anyway, I don't like to knit sock weight things either.
No.
So I've been knitting more DK or worsted weight or bulky actually.
It's so satisfying when it's like this.
Yes.
It's so satisfying because it's like you start and finish. And then I have some sweaters that have been on needles like
forever. Like Trinnigan. Mine is. Some
my Trinnigan is still on my needles. It's so close. It's so silly.
It's that big
I
ribbing.
literally have one bit of a sleeve and the ribbing to do. That's it.
Did you do all of this ribbing?
No, I have to do all of the the collar ribbing and just like a half a sleeve.
Yeah.
So I just need to.
I have the two sleeves and the ribbing. It's the ribbing that's.
But the ribbing's not so bad. Once you get it picked up, I've never made the sweater, but once you get it picked up, at least it's sort of mindless if you don't mind doing ribbing, but it's a good couple inches, but once it's picked up.
It's a beautiful sweater. It's
It is gorgeous.
Yeah. Or cardigan, I should say.
Yeah. All right, Jillian.
Next question is, where do you find inspiration? Right here at the middle of my mitten.
Where else?
Which I think we've kind of already.
That's kind of like
Yeah.
a question that we know the answer to, isn't
Yeah.
it? Yeah.
Of course, online. I really like Instagram for that.
Yes.
Not necessarily inspiration about what I'm going to knit, but I love seeing reels of different techniques. Like, oh, I've never thought to do my slip knit that way or something like that. So I have a little folder for videos that I find of techniques and stuff like that.
I do too. I always forget to go back and look at them though when I'm trying to do something. But even color combos to see what people have done. Ravelry is good for that too. So if you see a sweater you like, going and looking if it's color work and stuff like that, or even the fit on different people.
Yes.
But Ravelry or Instagram's nice too because you can just look up the hashtag and you can see people's combos and stuff like that because not all of them end up on Ravelry either. But a lot of times it's in the store.
Yeah.
People are coming in with patterns or yarn colors and stuff like that. Then you want to do that in something else. So.
And trying stuff on in the store. Like we had a customer in and she's made a sweater that Jillian and I have both made, the Deshane. And so we were all trying different things with it and trying on each other's sweaters. And when you get together and you're making the same thing, it's it's just exciting, right?
Yeah.
So
knit-alongs are great, right?
Yeah. All right, Tara, it's you.
Oh, how do you keep from being overwhelmed by all the beautiful yarns and the patterns that are constantly being released?
We don't.
Yeah, no, and there's been a lot on Instagram, not recently, but about how pattern designers just keep on releasing all of these patterns, and there's this ton, this funnel of more I've got to release, and it's getting to the point where, how do you make it all? We're not machines, and we want knitting to be, mindful and relaxing, and so.
Well, I think that's how I ended up with 52 whips last year, is because I would be inspired by something and I would cast it on, but then I get inspired by something else and I cast it on, and then this stuff doesn't get finished, right? So I've been I frogged a lot of things last year, and I think I don't know how many exactly I have right now, but I have 10 whips or something like that. So it's cut way down, and I've been trying to work on two different projects sort of thing. And I've been trying to finish things so that they don't. And not buying patterns or yarn until I'm ready to
That's
cast
a big
on.
one.
It's easier because we're in the store. So when I'm ready to cast on, I can just get it, right?
Yeah.
But not buying patterns until I'm
pattern
I'm
collecting
ready.
that was what I did when I didn't want to buy. I was like, I'm not going to buy yarn anymore. But then I bought a whole bunch of patterns that are just sitting
they go on sale too, right?
I know.
So you buy in bulk
Well, that's
when they
silly.
do it's my birthday, 40% off, and how can you not, right? So
give me 10 of them.
yeah, exactly, exactly.
Yeah, sometimes it's easy to get carried away with I think sometimes the thing that helps me with that is doing a small project. If I commit to doing one thing, this sweater is a big project, but it was small in the amount of time. I think it was a couple weeks maybe. But doing something like that where you just cast on, finish, I don't know. Then I don't want to cast something else on because I'm excited about what I'm knitting because it's going quickly.
Like a quick project.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like a hat or like, the sweaters take a week or 2 or 3 weeks.
Yes.
So they don't take very long. So you're excited to get them done. Where some other projects take
Yes.
a couple weeks and then you can lose interest and stuff like that. So
Or
you have
years.
something.
Yeah.
Yes. Or years.
Yeah.
Okay. This is a big question. What did you do work-wise before you came to the Little Red Mitten? I feel like we could unpack this for an hour with all of our lives. I do.
Yeah.
Little Red Mitten has brought us together from various different facets of the earth. Right?
The collection cumulatively is quite random, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
And quite broad.
Yeah. All right. Are we just going to skip going?
We're going to skip that.
Okay.
We're not going to divulge that person.
All right.
Okay.
This is a good one. I'm really excited about this one. Would you rather be attacked by a horse-sized duck or 100 duck-sized horses?
A horse-sized duck. 100
So a
duck-sized horses.
A horse-sized duck, so a small horse.
That's a horse is not this
No,
big,
a horse-sized
A horse-sized duck, yeah.
A huge duck.
A huge duck.
Like the height of a horse.
Or a whole bunch of horses.
Little tiny horses.
But ducks are actually pretty big. Like, they're not mini. They're not like
know.
this. Ducks are actually a good size. So 100 of those would be quite overwhelming.
I think, what do you like better, horses or ducks?
I like ducks. Why would I say horses? I don't neigh like a horse. I can. But I quack like a duck.
So you would like one horse-sized duck
I think
to
so.
attack you.
I think so.
Would you try and be friends with it?
Yeah, I totally would.
Like, why does it have to attack? Is it hungry?
Why is it so angry?
I would just sass it back.
Bring it to the Little Red Mitten. This is like Zen.
I think I would rather the one. 100 horses is a lot.
But they're duck sized, so it's like a little gaggle of them. And they can
Okay.
follow you.
They're 100.
And you have really long legs, so you could probably just like step over
That's
them.
true, but then
Not
I
on
could
them.
ride a duck.
Oh, yeah.
If it was horse-sized.
Okay.
Do you guys have a preference? What are you thinking?
I think having to deal with one thing attacking me is better than 100. Because if you added up the size of 100 duck-sized horses, that's got to be more than one horse-sized duck. Like, volume-wise. Mathematically
We can even
speaking.
talk about like the Trojan duck. Are there little tiny ducks inside?
Or are they inside the duck?
Since we're talking about horses, just change it to a duck. Yeah. So,
Probably.
this is a loaded question.
I don't know. I'd rather knit a sweater.
Okay, fine.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm the next one. What's your favorite knitting trend and what's your least favorite?
Got any ideas, too?
I'm just trying to think what's trendy right now. Love color work. Color work has been a lot on Instagram. Fading. Love fading.
Oh, fades are my favorite.
Least favorite trend is this whole gauge thing, like doing a swatch and...
Is that a trend?
That's a trend. That's like...
I don't know. I'm going to consider it a trend that you can just say I'm not doing it. I'm not getting on that trend.
This whole weaving in ends trend. It's just too
I
much.
love that one. That's my least favorite. I have a whole sweater that's like
I love it.
aesthetically.
Yeah, you just left it at the fringe.
Yeah.
Embrace it. Whatever trend you don't like, you just embrace it and say it was intentional, that you did not do that.
Exactly.
And it's fine.
Exactly.
I think the holding multiple strands trend, like that's been for a few years now. Like a lot of patterns are, you're making a bulky sweater, but it's like a fingering, and a lace weight, right?
Yes.
Like you're actually putting, which I like, you use up your...
Do you get worried about dropping one strand when you're knitting and not watching?
I did in my love... I didn't worry about it in my love note, but I did do it in my love note several times.
Yeah.
And I guess if you're really looking closely, like when you're knitting something, you notice those things when you're knitting it because you're knitting it stitch by stitch, right?
Mm-hmm.
But when you're wearing it overall, if you're knitting double, as long as you've caught one and you've caught it on either side, it's not going to go anywhere.
Yeah.
So, and you're not going to see it anymore because...
And if it's mohair, it is a little stickier, so it's not going that far. And if you go that close to you, maybe they shouldn't be.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
If I can see that you dropped a stitch right here, Tara, maybe I'm too close to you.
Yes.
Yeah.
I did drop a stitch in that brioche hat that I made that I have no idea how it didn't unravel.
Oh, is it just hanging? Did you
It's just hanging.
Did you just have to weave it back in?
I had to sew it back in.
Yeah.
Because I noticed it after.
I think there's a drop stitch in one of my sweater sleeves that I've been wearing for years.
And
Someone pointed out it's like sitting there, something like that. It was like a decrease or something like that.
Yeah.
And then there was one in my swatch that it's not even a swatch. It's like one of my squares for something. And there was like a drop stitch that I didn't even notice.
Yeah, it happens.
Okay, so the trend we least like are drop stitches.
Yes, we don't like that trend.
Are we calling everything a trend? Like
Yes,
everything's just techniques?
Holding things double
Yes.
is a good trend.
Mm-hmm.
Most of the time it's like mohair with something or something fuzzy with something. But it is, like you said, Angie, good for stash busting and stuff like that. Like the sweater my favorite sweater, like that would be a great stash buster.
Oh, like
you've got
marls.
lots of like
Oh,
sock
yeah.
yarn
Yeah.
and stuff like that. Just do it all like that.
Yeah. Good.
You didn't say your least favorite though?
Weaving in ends.
Oh, weaving in ends. Okay.
Because that's a trend now.
Hey, we're the trendsetters.
I love the confidence. Okay, summer yarn recommendations that are stretchy or easier on the hands. So I think this is referring to like if you were knitting with 100% cotton, like I wouldn't knit a sweater out of dishcloth cotton, but like dishcloth cotton has like very little stretch. It's like hard and
It's like rope almost.
squeaky. You know, it makes that sound.
Mm-hmm.
And linen is quite hard, like 100% linen on your hand can be quite hard.
Mm-hmm.
It's gorgeous after you've worn it and stuff like that. It softens up quite a bit, but on its own.
Mm-hmm.
So Angie and I have picked a couple different ones. So you and I, well, actually all three of us just finished Remix
Yes.
sweaters. And I think Remix is a really nice, like summer yarn. We have it in worsted weight and in like a fingering weight in a whole bunch of colors. It's nylon, cotton, acrylic, silk, and linen. And it's really soft.
It's beautiful.
This was my first time the Deshane, for as long as I've been working at the Mitten, I've always wanted to make something out of Remix. And the Deshane was the first thing that I'd done. And I was amazed. Like, it was really
It's lovely.
lovely to knit with. Like, soft.
I
And
love how soft my Deshane and drapey it is. And I think the more you wear it, the softer it gets. Because, like, it's already, like, pretty drapey and stuff like that.
you've got a
but, like,
ranunculus in it.
Yeah, Tara and I made ranunculuses and you made the Deshane.
This is actually Jillian's
But it's the
Deshane,
drape
but-
is
Yeah.
beautiful.
Yeah.
Oh, look at it's. We're
Okay.
like an Oreo cookie. A strawberry Oreo cookie.
So I think that's a really
it's
great...
really nice.
And it feels lovely. Like
Yes.
Yeah. And then there's Kaki Gori, which is from Noro. And it's cotton, silk, viscose, and polyamide. I think it's got a similar sort of texture and quite a bit of color range in that one.
I like all the
as
colors in
well.
there.
Yeah.
Have you knit with that before?
Interesting enough, I just cast on the Tulsa tea in that this morning.
Oh, nice.
Oh, in that color too?
No, in
Okay.
like a lilac purple.
Oh,
sort
yes,
of-
the purple.
Oh, yeah, you had like this color.
Yeah,
That
Yeah.
one.
similar to that.
I started a look at my holes last year and then royally messed it up. And I was going like, can I just fudge? No, I like had too many holes on one side and not enough. I was like, no, so I frogged it. It seemed to be quite nice.
Would you start that sweater again? Like, do you like it enough that you would do it? That you? Would...
I was doing it more as a sample for the store and stuff like that. It is nice, so maybe. But there's so many other new things now,
That you
right? Like
want-
it was
that you want to
new,
have something
so
else.
Yeah.
I have the yarn, so maybe. I don't think it takes. I think it's a fairly easy sweater to knit up.
Yeah.
So maybe.
Okay.
So I haven't knit with these, but they're new in store. So this one is the Tilly, and this one is Pima Cotton and Cupro. Is that how you would say that? Do you think?
Yeah, I think so.
Cupro.
So, and it's like a chained cotton. So it's got like that air in the center column. So it does have quite a bit of stretch to it. Yeah.
And it feels really nice.
Yeah.
It doesn't
It's
feel
really
like
soft.
Yeah, it doesn't feel like typical what cotton would feel like.
Oh,
Yeah.
no, not at all. Like
Yeah,
it's
it's
quite
super soft.
Yeah.
And the
Beautiful.
Cupro is just like a byproduct from the cotton. So it's like a silky like sort of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's a DK weight.
Lovely.
And then in a worsted weight, we just got
those are fun
Those are
colors.
Yes.
Look at that. Right?
So we have 5 that are like stripes, and then I think
Some solids.
some solids to go with them.
And they're all like gorgeous summery colors.
Yeah.
So this one is 100% cotton, and it's...
But it feels very soft.
Yeah, it's like is it blown? I think it's like a blown cotton.
It's almost like brushed. Like it's very soft. It's
Yeah.
quite nice.
Yeah, and we have a store sample in this. That
It's
is a
beautiful.
I'll post a
gorgeous
photo.
summer t-shirt.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we got samples in last week, and Angie and I took photos in them.
Yeah.
So
I haven't seen
So
them.
this one's new, and
That's gorgeous. I think I'm going to have to try
Yeah.
this one out.
Yeah.
Might be too colorful for a ranunculus, right?
I was wondering about that because I almost was gonna do that. I thought it might be, but it would probably be
Might
nice for just doing it without all the stuff in it.
Yeah.
Right? Just do it plain, like it would be a nice tea, right?
yeah. Yeah. And trying on the store sample of this was like the perfect summer
That's good.
t-shirt that you would want to wear.
Okay.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
really nice.
Lovely. I love those colors.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, last question. Well, we have time maybe to do a little bit more, but what knitting or crochet technique do you want to try?
Ooh.
So I really want to do Tunisian crochet.
Yes.
I've looked at, like, I started it like 3 years ago. I started like a shawl like with my Advent, and then I had just moved here and was starting to work here, so I got too busy and I ended up frogging it. Like I only got like I think 1 mini into it or something like that. But they're so pretty. So that's one thing that
Thank you.
I haven't done a lot of brioche projects, and I would like to do some. I think I'd like to do something that has some brioche in it. I haven't done. I've tried it before, done a little bit, but
Andrea Mowry hat. Did you make?
I
did you
didn't
make
make
one
that
of
one.
those?
No.
Oh, okay. It was me and you and Jolene, right?
Yeah.
Who made it?
so maybe just a fun little project like that. Again, like a quick satisfying thing to do. I can't think of. I don't know. Maybe something else will come to me. Whatever you bring in store, that's what I want to try.
Yes. Easily swayed.
Right. Easily influenced for sure.
What about you, Tara?
Oh, you know what? Crochet. I'm a
Yeah.
terrible crocheter. I would love to. I've been asking Jillian to teach me how to do granny squares because Full Moon Fibers has that granny square. That I
You mean
bought.
this one? That's a nice little
I'm gonna
segue
plug
into this
into
one.
your work,
Ooh.
your WIP. Such a gorgeous colorway,
That is so pretty.
and I
That
would
does
love
not
to do
show it
some-
at all. I'll have to take photos of it because that's
Yeah, it's so beautiful in real life, and looks good here too. But I would love.
I don't think the camera shows it off as nice.
The colors are so much more vibrant,
Yeah.
right?
I'd love to do like a granny square sort of tee, I guess,
Yes.
or a vest. But I'm a little bit. My attention is really, really, really tight for crochet. I'm an angry crocheter. Angry.
I can't even imagine you being angry at anything.
Watch me crochet. Or pottery, apparently.
So we'll sit down and do it one day. You can go up a couple of hook sizes and stuff like that.
Probably
That's what I found
10.
when I went back to crocheting. I'm really loose right now with knitting, but I'm tight with crocheting.
Yeah. Can we do a series where we videotape you learning to crochet and just call it the Angry Crochet?
Yeah, the angry crochet.
Tara
Can you-
learning to crochet.
We'll do a whole Instagram.
That's funny.
My crochet
We'll just like
face.
hide the camera,
Yeah.
like a
Yes.
couple cameras, just to get a couple different angles of her while we're
But like the censorship. Beep, 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 beep. That's it would sound like a disco. Disco beats.
That's fun.
Yeah.
That's good.
I think we should do that.
So that's it.
Current whips.
Ooh.
I didn't bring mine in. I forgot. I brought everything else except for.
So I have one more, but I showed the one. So I'm doing out of Full Moon Fibers, the Granny Square my favorite Granny Square blanket colorway. So I bought one, and I'm just making the solid Granny Squares, and I'm gonna make as many as I can, and then I'll decide.
You don't know what you're making yet.
No, I'm gonna just make as many squares as I can, and then I'm gonna see what it will fit into, and then I'll either make some bright colors to go with it, or just outline it in black and put it together. I'm thinking a top is what I'm hoping for.
Yeah.
I have a feeling I'm delusional as to how many I'm going to be able to get and what kind of size top I can get.
But the nice thing about those granny square tops, I feel like the crochet granny square tops, like you can kind of do that boxy,
exactly,
like square with a couple squares for your sleeves and put it together, and it looks fantastic.
Yeah, so even if I have to, like, I've done however many rows for this one, even if I have to do, like, 2 rows of granny squares over it in black to make it kind of work, that's fine. But I'm just kind of making it as many as I can, and then I'll go from there. So
Perfect.
Nice. My whips today are in actual bags.
yay!
I cannot. If you watched the episode where I went through all my whips, I was probably a couple years ago. I don't know.
It probably would have been.
But it was so embarrassing because every bag that I opened was like a tangle of.
Let's see when you open this now.
Yeah.
I was in the middle of a row. I couldn't show it was ridiculous. I am a messy knitter.
So you've
this one's not
matured
bad.
since then.
This was my part. I've matured. At least in one regard. This one's actually tidy because I went away this weekend, so this was my car knitting.
Ooh.
But this is okay. There is some funky things going on with it. We're not
No,
like
we're not looking at technique. We're just.
I didn't have scissors, and this sock yarn is surprisingly difficult to break. So I used my tail to put my marker in for my afterthought heel. So it's kind of attached to itself in a very weird way, but it was.
This could be a new technique and trend.
It's a new trend.
Yay,
It's fine. Just
trend.
leave a long enough tail for your
But that totally, like, I always have, like, to get the right amount of tail is so hard. I always have to, like, tie it up into a little bow and it sits there, because why would I cut it off to a normal length? No, you just leave it long. And that's perfect.
Yeah, because I couldn't break the yarn. It was really
That's very
strong.
Innovative.
So this is
Do you know what would help with that? If you had a delicate bag.
I do have one, but I didn't have it with me.
Because they have the nice little yarn cutters inside.
The yarn cutter
Just
is
saying.
in the Delicue bags, all of them. But for some reason, I packed a different purse. I needed a bit more. Anyway,
Yes.
I didn't have it.
I think it's excuses, Angie.
So I was just excited to try.
Did you do that just this weekend?
Yeah.
Nice.
That's
Like that was
lovely.
just my.
That's the worsted weight, right?
I had my cuff cast on. That's the worsted weight. What's it called?
XL winter or something like
Mhm.
that. Yeah.
Sweet.
Just sock yarn. But I just thought it would be fun, and it was dark when we were driving, and it's just stockinette, right? Because I figured the stripes were fun, so I didn't have to think about
Love
it.
it.
So that's what I'm working on. That's my car and basketball game.
Yeah.
Work.
Wow.
Nice.
Do you have another whip, Jillian?
I do,
Bring
yeah.
two?
So this one you guys have never seen because I started it on Saturday and it's
Look at the
almost
bag.
done.
It's almost done.
Yes.
When
The
did you start it
color.
on Saturday?
Saturday night.
Okay.
I
This is
was
the new project I'm going to make.
I don't even know what it is.
So-
I haven't been here.
when last weekend.
Oh my god.
Last
That went right over
weekend
my head.
when we found the samples from Barocco.
Yes.
So I was really wanting to make. I didn't bring the extra color. Something out of the blue remix.
Oh,
Yes.
That
that's
really
gorgeous.
bright
That
blue
blue.
remix. And I was gonna make the sweater. The sample came in, but then the sample fits me, so I was like, I can't.
And
make
it's almost the
that.
same color.
Mhm.
Well, sure.
Oh, yeah, it's not.
Anyway, so I spent Saturday trying to find. I think it's a little short on me,
Oh.
but that's the top, and then the sleeves are just here.
Okay. What pattern is that?
I will show you.
Is it just ribbing for the sleeve that you're going to put on?
Yeah, it's just like you just keep doing the ribbon for this. So you knit the front, like
Yep,
you knit
front
this
panel.
you knit this panel, and then you knit the same thing for the back.
Okay.
And then you pick up the stitches on the side and just go up and like join the sleeves,
And it's
or you
cropped?
cast on.
Mhm.
Yeah, it does look cropped. I'm hoping it's going to grow a little bit in the length. 'Cause
Mhm.
if not, even though the ribbing kind of stops here, I might pick up and do a little bit more ribbing
Yeah.
going the other way, or I'll do some kind of modular thing and make it longer because
Wow.
it's a little bit shorter than I wanted. But I'm hoping when I block it, it will.
What's the pattern called?
Yeah.
The pattern is Geometry 2.
Oh, pretty.
So, sorry, this is going to be a little
Oh.
noisy as I try and
That's
find.
really nice.
Yeah, I really.
I like
that.
the neck on it. Like, I
Yeah.
like how open it is.
Mhm.
But I like the.
Oh, that's really pretty.
Yeah.
Geometry 2 by Mimi.
Oops, right on the.
That's great.
It's beautiful.
So I think
Okay,
that'll
that's gonna
be-
go on my project list.
I think it'll be really nice.
Mhm.
I like this photo better. It shows it a little bit drapier. But I know that my remix is quite, like my Deshanes is quite drapey.
Yes.
Yeah. I feel like I need to get on the Deshanes train.
But
and now this-
Mini Me Knit Design.
Knit design.
Mini. Anyway, so yeah,
Pretty. Gorgeous.
I did a lot of that.
That's fast.
It
Yeah,
knits up quickly, doesn't it?
It's
Even with all that purling.
6 millimeter needle. Yeah, because you have like back and forth, right? Like it's but it's not bad. It's still pretty mindless because you're doing it's 4 and 2. So
Love it.
I have like 4 inches of sleeve to do. Like just depends on how much sleeve I want.
What a perfect summer top, though.
But like,
right?
I think it's going to be really cute. Yeah, it does look really. I put it on last night, and it is a little bit longer looking on. But I'm hoping when I block it that it will be. Because I was really hoping it would be long enough to wear over my jeans. They are a little bit higher rise, but it looks a little short. So
does the back have short rails or anything? Or
no,
it's the
exact same front and back.
I really like that.
So, and I haven't gone into my 3rd ball yet, but I'm going to have to for sleeves because like I only have that much left. So well, on each one, but like.
That's an interesting way to hold the balls from not going all
I wound them up and then just stuck them on the needle so they wouldn't.
That's a new trend.
We're on a real roll here, guys.
We are. It's like ding, 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 ding.
Hopefully Katrina will take notes of the trends.
The new trends.
And she can pick a list in the bottom.
Add it to Knit Nerd, right? Okay.
Also in a project bag.
I love that project.
2 for 2.
Yeah.
I did recently go through my whips and like try to organize them. So things that weren't in bags are just in bins now. And I don't know. I have too many random things. But this was actually inspired by Tara. I know.
I didn't even know this.
So, because you had done
Hello.
You had done a halloo,
Yeah.
and
This
is still on really. This is also a trend, seeing how many stitches you could fit on
I do
a
that.
tiny circular needle
I don't
before
like
you
big cables. So,
before you go up to the next cable size. But I do think I need to go up to the next cable size.
That's gorgeous.
Because
be so pretty.
I can't show you what this looks like, but
And such a beautiful color on you.
that is Leo and Roxy Basics, held with Leo and Roxy mohair. That was like a one-off, like a one-of-a-kind. But Jolynn had popped it into the sale cart in the fall, and I was like, I don't know what I'm making with that.
Angie's a sucker for the sale cart.
I'm such a sucker. It's the worst.
I'm a sucker for any card, right?
So I saw this like gorgeous, like rusty colored mohair, and I was like, I have to have it. I don't know what I'm going to make with it. But when you posted your hello, I'm sorry, I want to say it every time. When you had posted yours, I was like, that's it. That's the sweater I want to make. So I'm just getting into the baubles.
Now, some people choose to omit the baubles.
I would omit them. That's a trend.
Yeah.
No baubles.
Yeah.
Nope.
I have not done baubles before.
Yeah.
Because I just didn't want to fiddle with them. But I was like, well, maybe I should follow the pattern. Because I usually just do my own thing. So I'm through the first row of baubles, and now it's mohair, so I can't go back because I don't want to unpick. I don't want to unpick a couple rows, and I certainly don't want to unpick.
You're now committed to the baubles.
I'm not going to unpick the mohair baubles.
No.
So they're in there. I don't know.
I did baubles.
Did you?
Yeah,
You like them?
I don't like my baubles, but I like it with baubles. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I'm looking at my baubles, feeling like I'm going to probably feel the same way. So we'll see.
Baubles are hard to do. Yours look nice.
I just don't like knitting them. Okay, I don't like things that slow me down in my knitting. So to me, like I would love to do a cabled sweater.
Yeah.
But I don't.
Yeah.
I can't have to do a different thing every time to be able to keep track of that, or just like to do the baubles and you'd have to like stop and do stuff.
Yeah.
Well, some people do baubles with crochet hooks.
Yes, but it's still gonna slow you down.
It slows you down, but they
I wonder if that would be faster
and faster with a crochet hook. Apparently, so
there's a whole bunch of
you can
different
try
ways
that
to do
Yes.
the baubles and stuff like that. Isn't all those? Where's
No.
which one's
No.
baubles?
There's actually only
There's
of the whole chart. I don't know if of the whole chart. There's actually only like four
So that's not so bad.
4 baubles in the
cluster,
repeat.
yeah.
But I am not. I'm kind of like a read as I go. Like I don't really look ahead. So I did the first row of baubles. I'm like, that wasn't so bad. And then I looked up 2 rows and I was like, I have to do like 2 baubles, like bauble, like 4 stitches, 3 stitches, and then another bauble. Yeah. So that's going to be a lot.
Gets kind of
But
crazy.
like you said, it's only like 4. Like there's only like 4 sections that I have to do, and then the rest of it's done, right? So it's not so bad.
Yeah. So I'm hoping to be through my yoke, like within the next few days because we're traveling to Florida. So I want to be into my body.
But you're
so
casting on a new project for your Florida
I
thing.
probably will cast on a summer sweater for Florida too. But I want to have, I can't just bring one project on vacation. Like,
you need a couple.
I need a pair of socks. I need...
You don't know what kind of mood you're going to be in. You need a whole bunch of stuff.
I probably need 2 sweaters to knit on.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, but I want them to be, whatever I'm working on, I want it to be like into the body so that, like we're driving, right? So I want to just like stockinette in the round, easy peasy.
Okay.
But today is the day that I will move this onto a larger cable because it's a bit.
That's actually a challenge I do for myself.
How many?
No, to like knit a whole sweater in that tiny.
Really?
Yeah, and I've done it. I did it with this. This was done
on like the little
on a 16-inch.
Yep.
See, I don't like
with
the big
worsted
ones.
the whole thing.
I don't do challenges for myself.
I don't like the extra stuff, like the extra cable. Like I want it to fit, but I feel like that'd be really tiny and really
it's
hard.
Crazy.
It would be too much.
Like you can't put your knitting down because it will.
See, that's why you get so many. That's why you get so many things done because you're like, I have to keep going. I can't stop because I can't.
You do get a lot of projects done. I think that you might be the most prolific knitter. The most productive knitter that I know.
The angry crocheter and prolific knitter.
Yes.
I like it.
Yeah.
2 cities.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But you brought a couple different ranunculuses with you.
I did.
How many have you made?
4.
I want to see that. Well, I think everyone should get to see them.
I think another 2, in my
Since
project
you don't have any whips.
Okay, so I showed this one, and this is in the Barocco worsted. Such a beautiful knit. This was my first one. This is Malabrigo Rios.
That's gorgeous.
So you can see I did the longer sleeves before I went into my short sleeve thing, and the longer body. So it's very...
Your I-cord bind off is so neat and beautiful.
Thank you. Thank you. I take pride in my I-cord bind offs.
It's really pretty. It's lovely.
Oh, thank you.
It's such a nice detail to finish off that sleeve.
It is. But I do find, for me, it is a bit tight. It doesn't have give. So if you are making the long... Did you do I-cord?
I did I-cord. Mine is also tight, but you can go up like a needle size. Like I would go up like
you didn't deviate
from a 5 to a 6 or whatever when you're doing it, just to give
because
that
the I-cord has like no stretch to it.
And then I thought, ooh, this is pretty festive. And this was in my stash for like 20 years. And I never knew what to make with it. Like, what do you do with yarn? It's silver.
Amazing.
I am jealous.
So you do the ranunculus.
It's amazing.
Definitely not the softest material, but I thought, wow, disco. Maybe beach party at night.
You have to wear it bowling and then like
bowling. Oh yeah. So just think of a disco ball. Hit the light on this because it does have quite a shimmer to it. Yeah. But this was not fun to knit with. So
did it just feel gross on your hands?
It just didn't feel right.
Yeah.
And and just even trying to weave in the ends and stuff, I just thought, oh, this thing is going to unravel. So.
But it's nice and drapey and like it's really beautiful.
Oh, it's beautiful. It's so it was part of my image of what I wanted. Yeah. It just wasn't the process. The process wasn't.
Good thing they're quick knits.
Yes.
Yeah. So will you do lighter weight?
Yes, I'm going to.
Those are all worsted, right?
The tweed, the eco tweed that I'm pointing to where it is in the store. Sorry.
Right over there.
The eco tweed, I have that in black, so I'm going to do another. I do like the cropped short sleeve over the bigger for me and what I wear in my wardrobe. And then I have another alpaca from my stash from years ago. So I'm unraveling what I was doing and going to make another ranunculus. So I'm going to have almost one to wear every day of the week.
That's a fun goal.
I know.
That's exciting.
How do you choose? Okay, because you have a lot of hand knit sweaters.
I do.
So this is a bonus question.
Yeah.
How do you choose which one you want to wear? Like, do you rotate through all of them or do you just have favorites?
It's just, it depends. Because I'm usually at home, so I'm not wearing my sweaters, really. But when I go out, I just sort of, whatever I feel like, whatever sort of grasps me and what I feel like. So I do wear the willow branch that I showed you. This one I've worn.
It's so pretty.
That's
new. You just finished this.
Also, please leave this one here so I can take photos of it.
This is what's her name? Alicia Plum. her
Yes.
newest aperture.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I made it in
I love
Noro,
those colorways.
and I wanted to see how it looks differently and
Yeah.
fits, because the Noro one's quite bulky, right, and
Yeah,
structured,
yeah.
Yes.
and kind of like more raw material looking.
Yep.
This is the Malabrigo wash did, and look at the drape on that. It's just
It's
so,
so
and the
pretty.
sheen looks, I don't know, I want to say oil slick, but then I don't want it to be negative, like oil
No,
slick.
I know what
But
you mean, but it
the
has
beautiful
that.
colors of oil,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
It like shimmers. It's
it
just like
shimmers and
the color. Yeah, it's a gorgeous
so much
colorway.
depth. Yeah.
I like seeing how, because like I always see the washed it like up on the wall, twisted in
Mhm.
skeins, and like it's so pretty to see how it's like how those colors all pull together. It's really beautiful.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Well, this one I had to alternate every other row just because
Yes.
of the variation of each
Yeah.
skein, because it is whatever, is it kettle dyed or hand
Yeah.
dyed?
Yes.
And it just like the skeins are just so different.
Yeah.
So I didn't want it to pool and look stripy. So that
Yeah, it
was
looks gorgeous.
that wasn't my favorite to do that though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I get it.
But thank you. And I just have the Noro on my needles for the Tolsta tea,
Mm.
which is a nice DK weight, but you knit it like worsted. Fast knit.
Nice. Yeah, you are a monogamous knitter.
I try to be, but right now I have.
How many do you have on your needles right
Eileen
now?
is a terrible
4.
influence.
4!
Whips.
6 when you
I'm
had
so
3
uncomfortable. I feel like I'm cheating.
Oh my goodness, Tara.
Oh.
The yarn slut now. I'm sorry. I'm just
No,
kidding.
no,
Leave it out.
I don't, yeah, no, 4. Yeah. So
That's great.
I know.
The difference is
Who
that
am I?
Tara will actually finish them,
Yeah.
where if I had 4,
Yes.
then he'll
Yeah.
say put it.
I'm actually hoping to finish it this week. I realize it's Wednesday, so I put a
Yeah.
You gotta.
stake in the
hard
ground.
You better
deadline.
keep going. You better go home. Just chop chop.
Okay.
Anything else? I don't think
I
so.
think we've covered.
Just a quick
We've
little.
covered some good ground.
Yeah, we have.
All right. Well, thank you for joining us. And I guess we'll see you again sometime. Maybe soon, maybe not.
In the
Who knows?
future.
Stop by the store and say hi.
Find all the latest trends here at the Mitten.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.